Did you know there are 7 fatal mistakes veterinarians constantly warn about regarding indoor cats, and that most owners make without even realizing it? Yes, that adorable furball purring on your lap every night might be silently suffering from habits you believe are harmless or even affectionate. The truth is, our domestic felines are complex creatures with specific needs that go far beyond water, food, and a clean litter box. Studies show that cats living exclusively indoors can develop behavioral and health problems when their environments aren't properly prepared for their instinctive needs. Today, you'll discover exactly what these crucial mistakes are, and more importantly, how to correct them to ensure your kitty lives a long, healthy, and truly happy life. If you love your feline and want the best for them, you need to stay until the end, because I'm going to reveal a secret few veterinarians share about domestic feline well-being. Before we continue, like this video, comment where you're watching from, and tell me if your cat also exhibits any strange behavior you can't explain. Share with other fellow cat lovers, because this information can literally save the lives of many furballs out there. The first fatal mistake practically everyone makes is providing only one litter box for the cat, especially when you have more than one feline at home. Just imagine having to share a bathroom with multiple people and never having privacy or adequate cleanliness when you need to use it. Well, that's exactly how your cat feels when they have to share their litter box or when it's not spotlessly clean. Cats are extremely hygienic animals by nature, and this behavior comes from their wild ancestors who needed to hide their waste to avoid attracting predators. When you offer only one litter box, you're forcing your feline to use a bathroom that might be dirty, with odors from previous eliminations that their super-sensitive nose detects, even when you think it's clean. The golden rule veterinarians recommend is to always have the number of litter boxes equal to the number of cats plus 1. So if you have 2 cats, you should have 3 boxes spread throughout the house. I've seen cases of cats that developed severe urinary infections because they held their urine for hours, simply because the box was too dirty for their standards. Others started having accidents in inappropriate places like sofas, beds, and carpets, not out of malice, but out of desperation. The soft texture of these places resembles the clean sand they so desire. When you clean the box only once a day or every other day, you're accumulating ammonia and bacteria that can cause respiratory problems for your furball. Not to mention that cats have individual preferences regarding the type of litter, depth, and even the shape of the box. Some prefer open boxes, others enclosed. Some like coarser litter, others finer. Observing and respecting these preferences is fundamental for your feline companion's mental and physical health. The second fatal mistake involves water, that vital element we often neglect when it comes to our cats. Leaving only one stagnant water bowl near their food is practically a sentence of chronic dehydration for your feline. Wild cats obtained most of their hydration through the prey they hunted, and thus developed a low thirst drive. Your domestic cat inherited this characteristic, but now depends on dry kibble, which contains only about 10% moisture. Have you ever noticed how your cat becomes fascinated when you turn on a faucet, or how they try to drink water from the toilet, even with clean water in their bowl? This happens because cats instinctively prefer moving water, associating it with freshness and safety. Stagnant water in nature could mean contamination and disease. When you place the water bowl next to the food, you're making another serious mistake. In the feline mind, water near food might be contaminated by decaying prey. Yes, your cat thinks that way, even when eating commercial kibble. The solution is to spread several water sources throughout the house, preferably away from the feeding area. Investing in a cat water fountain can be transformative. The gentle sound of running water, that constant murmur resembling a stream, not only attracts your cat to drink more, but also adds humidity to the air, benefiting their respiratory system. Cats that don't drink enough water develop very severe kidney problems, crystals in their urine, and even urinary obstructions that can be fatal in a matter of hours. I've treated cases of cats that needed emergency surgeries simply because their owners didn't realize they were drinking very little water. Their fur becomes dull, their skin loses elasticity, and the kitty becomes lethargic. But many owners attribute this to aging when it's actually chronic dehydration. The third fatal mistake is related to your feline's entertainment and mental stimulation. Thinking that cats are lazy animals that sleep all day is a dangerous misconception that can lead to serious behavioral problems. Your cat sleeps an average of 16 hours a day. It's true, but in the remaining 8 hours, they need adequate stimulation to express their natural hunting behaviors. When you don't provide appropriate toys, interactive play sessions, and environmental enrichment, you're creating a ticking time bomb of feline frustration. Bored cats develop destructive behaviors like obsessively scratching furniture, chewing on electrical cords, knocking objects off shelves, and even acting aggressively towards other animals or people in the house. That cat of yours that attacks your feet when you pass by isn't being mean, they're desperate for a hunting opportunity. Veterinary behaviorists warn that a lack of mental stimulation is one of the main causes of feline obesity, as eating becomes the only interesting activity of the day. Toys are not a luxury, they are a basic necessity. Wands with feathers that mimic the erratic movement of birds, balls that roll unpredictably, catnip-filled plush mice, tunnels to explore, all these elements recreate the hunting experiences your cat ancestrally needs. But it's not enough to just leave toys scattered around the house. You need to interact, move the wand in a way that mimics real prey. Let your cat chase, capture, and kill the toy. This complete hunting sequence is fundamental for feline mental health. After the hunt, offer a treat or the main meal. This completes the natural cycle of hunting, catching, killing, eating, and sleeping. Cats that go through this cycle daily are visibly more balanced, less anxious, and more affectionate with their humans. The fourth fatal mistake that can literally kill your cat is ignoring subtle changes in their behavior, thinking they are just quirks or passing phases. Cats are masters at hiding pain and discomfort, a behavior inherited from their wild ancestors who couldn't show weakness lest they become easy prey. When your cat stops using the litter box, they're not being rebellious or vengeful because you came home late. They might have a painful urinary infection that associates the pain with urinating in the box. When they stop jumping to their favorite high places, it's not sudden laziness. Their joints might be aching with early arthritis. That different meow, huskier or higher pitched, isn't a new charm. It could indicate thyroid problems or pain in some part of their body. Veterinarians warn that most cats only show obvious signs of illness when they are already in an advanced state. Therefore, any change in behavior, no matter how small, deserves attention. Your cat, who was always sociable and suddenly hides, might be in pain. The one who always ate with appetite and now just picks at food might have severe dental problems. Inflamed gums, tartar buildup, and broken teeth cause intense pain, but your cat will keep trying to eat because the survival instinct is stronger. Changes in their gait, even subtle ones, can indicate neurological problems or injuries. A cat that starts vocalizing excessively, especially at night, might be developing hypertension or cognitive problems. A coat that loses its shine, even with adequate nutrition, signals that something internal isn't right. Constantly tearing eyes, a runny nose, frequent sneezing, none of this is normal, even if your cat seems fine in other respects. Keeping a behavior diary for your cat can save their life, allowing you to identify patterns and changes that would otherwise go unnoticed. The fifth fatal mistake is one of the most common and dangerous: inadequate feeding that transforms your healthy cat into an obese feline with multiple health problems. Leaving food available all the time, the famous free feeding method, might seem convenient and caring, but it's creating the perfect conditions for obesity, diabetes, and heart problems. Wild cats eat small meals throughout the day, it's true, but each of these meals is earned with physical effort through hunting. Your domestic cat just walks to the bowl and eats out of boredom, anxiety, or simply because the food is there. That fluffy belly that sways when they walk isn't charming. It's abdominal fat that presses on internal organs and makes breathing difficult. Veterinarians are unanimous in stating that feline obesity is a silent epidemic that reduces life expectancy by years. Obese cats develop type 2 diabetes, requiring daily insulin injections that are stressful for the animal and expensive for the owner. Their joints suffer from the extra weight, leading to early arthritis and chronic pain. Fatty liver disease, a potentially fatal condition, is common in overweight cats, but it's not just about quantity. The quality of the food is crucial. Cheap kibble full of carbohydrates is unsuitable for obligate carnivores like cats. Your feline needs quality animal protein, taurine, and specific vitamins found only in animal products. When you offer low-quality food, your cat eats more trying to meet their nutritional needs, creating a vicious cycle. The solution is to establish fixed feeding times, preferably dividing the daily amount into several small portions. Use puzzle feeders that make your cat work for their food, mimicking the effort of hunting. Hide small portions around the house to stimulate exploratory behavior. And always consult a veterinarian about the ideal amount of food for your specific cat's age, weight, and activity level. The sixth fatal mistake that can turn your cat's life into a constant nightmare is neglecting the importance of vertical space and safe hiding spots. Cats are three-dimensional animals that need to explore and dominate vertical space as much as horizontal. When you keep your cat in a purely terrestrial environment, without shelves, tall scratching posts, or access to elevated places, you're denying a basic behavioral need that causes chronic stress. In nature, cats climb trees to observe their territory, escape predators, and ambush prey. Your domestic cat keeps these instincts intact. That behavior of climbing on top of the refrigerator, cabinets, and curtains isn't mischief. It's desperation for verticality. Cats that don't have access to high places develop severe anxiety, especially in homes with multiple animals or children. They need a safe place to observe without being disturbed, an elevated refuge where they can truly relax. Veterinary behaviorists note that cats without adequate vertical access are more prone to inappropriate elimination problems, aggression, and compulsive behaviors like overgrooming to the point of creating sores. The solution doesn't have to be expensive or elaborate. Strategically placed shelves, floor-to-ceiling scratching posts, even rearranged furniture to create vertical pathways can transform your cat's behavior. But just as important as verticality are hiding spots. Cats need places where they can completely retreat, becoming invisible when they feel threatened or simply want to rest without interruptions. Cardboard boxes, specific cat caves, spaces under the bed or behind furniture all serve this vital purpose. A cat without hiding spots lives in a constant state of alert, never fully relaxing, which leads to stress-related health problems like feline idiopathic cystitis, gastrointestinal issues, and even immune system suppression. The seventh and perhaps most subtle fatal mistake is over-humanizing your cat, treating them as if they were a furry human child instead of respecting their unique feline nature. This mistake manifests in various harmful ways that may seem like love, but are in fact a source of stress and behavioral problems. Forcing physical interactions when the cat is clearly not receptive, constantly picking them up, tight kissing and hugging. All of this may seem like a display of affection to us humans, but for many cats, it's invasive and stressful. Cats show affection in subtle ways that we need to learn to recognize and respect. That slow blink your cat gives you is a feline kiss. The rubbing of their body against your legs is a hug. Purring while nearby, but not necessarily in physical contact, is a declaration of love. When we ignore these signs and impose our human way of showing affection, we create anxious cats that can become aggressive or extremely withdrawn. Another aspect of this excessive humanization is ignoring the cat's natural rhythms. Constantly waking them up to play or pet them when they are in deep sleep disrupts essential rest cycles for their health. Forcing them to interact with visitors when they clearly want to hide causes unnecessary stress. Dressing them in restrictive clothing that prevents natural movements and grooming behaviors isn't cute. It's disturbing for an animal that spends hours cleaning itself and regulating its body temperature through its fur. Veterinarians warn that cats treated like human babies frequently develop severe behavioral problems, including redirected aggression, urine marking, and even self-mutilation through excessive grooming. Respecting feline nature means understanding that your cat is a miniature predator with specific needs for personal space, routine, and interaction that differ completely from our human needs. Now that you know these 7 fatal mistakes that veterinarians constantly warn about, it's in your hands to transform your cat's life for the better. Remember that each of these mistakes, when corrected, can add years of healthy and happy life to your feline companion. Multiple clean litter boxes, fresh moving water spread throughout the house, daily interactive play sessions, attention to behavioral changes, controlled and quality feeding, an enriched vertical environment, and respect for feline nature are not luxuries. They are basic necessities that ensure your cat's well-being. The beauty of correcting these mistakes is that you'll see almost immediate changes in your furball's behavior. That stressed and destructive cat can become a balanced and affectionate companion. The obese and lethargic feline can regain agility and playfulness. The anxious and fearful cat can finally relax and show their true personality. Every small change you implement will be rewarded with louder purrs, more enthusiastic play, and a deeper connection with your feline friend. If this content was useful for you and your kitty, like it now, comment where you're watching from, and tell me which of these mistakes you realized you were making. Share this video with all your cat-owning friends, because together we can improve the lives of thousands of felines out there. And don't forget to keep learning about feline behavior and care, because the more we understand our cats, the better we can care for them. Your cat is counting on you to have the amazing life they deserve, and now you have the knowledge to provide it for them.